Okay, so go ahead before we get started with this next section and delete the clips that you already put in your track. Again, to delete, I just went ahead and selected them all because we're going to delete them all and just hit backspace. And that will delete those clips for you guys. Okay, so in this one, we're going to talk about adding text to, you can either add text to just solid backgrounds or animated backgrounds, or you can even add text to videos and or images. We'll start off pretty basic here. To add text, you're going to go ahead and click right here where this A is. And this is all your different text options. You've got a whole bunch here. If you scroll all the way down, you also have in season, which are more themed text options. You probably won't use those at all this time around. And then you have call outs. These are really good for like if you want to point to something specific in a video or draw a circle around something to like highlight it. Those are what those are for. I don't really foresee you having used those with this unit either. So you should be on motion and more. So each one of these clips that says motion, again, if you click on it, it'll show you what that text will look like if you choose to use it in your video. So if they don't say motion, I'm scrolling down here, like this one here, you click on it, you can see there's no motion, meaning it doesn't come in or leave with any motion. It's just there on the screen. Go ahead now, I don't care which one, just quickly choose one of these text options and drag it down here into video 2. Track. These are called tracks, by the way. All right, so depending on which one you choose, you will have different options. So if you want to, once you've chosen and you've drug it down here, go ahead and double click on it. When you double click on it, that's when those options will come up. That's for everything, any clip you put in the tracks. When you double click on them, you will have different options. So you can see here, you can change the color. So when I change that from white to red, notice that it changed it over here. And then you can also change, this is where you'll put the words. So for now, just go ahead and put Little Miami, and it depends on how many text holders you have, but put something like that in there. And then you can also change the font style using these options here. So go ahead and mess around with that just a little bit, kind of see what you can do. And the other thing I like that you can do here, so notice this blue box around your text, that's telling you that you can move it. So you can move it to another part of the screen. You can make it bigger if you want. So those are all your options. Then if you want to play it to see how it's going to play, you can hit that play option right there. I don't know why it didn't play from the beginning. It's probably because my play head is not where it needs to be, but that's what it would look like all the way through, how I have it now. So go ahead. Oh, you know what? Let me look here. Okay. And then your other, so you had two options here. Here's where you were going to do everything I just showed you. Then you can also come here, and this will show you. Let me move this back so I can see the text. If you wanted to, you could switch it. So like it goes sideways along whatever you've got back there. You could flip it so it goes to the other side, somewhere, I don't know. I'm going to flip it back since I can't see it. And then you can also make it bigger or smaller this way. I usually drag the handles to make it bigger or smaller, but that's the other way you can do it. And this here, I think we'll get more into positioning a little bit later. But those are your options for now. And then when you're done, you're just going to hit done editing. And then that will be there on your screen. So notice whenever you first enter in text, the background will be black. Here's where these different levels of tracks are going to come into place. You can choose what you want to go in the background. You can leave it black if you want, or if you come over here to graphics, you can choose, these are all animated backgrounds. You can see the times there. You can choose one of those, or you could choose just a solid color background. And then again, you've got overlays, frames. You could put a picture behind it or video. For now, let's go ahead, click on the backgrounds, and you can choose a background either from the backgrounds folder or from the solids folder. Now remember, this is where you got to be careful because your text is very important in your videos. So you're going to want to make sure that whatever background you choose, that it doesn't take away from the readability of the text. So it can't be too busy, if that makes sense. So for me, I'm just going to choose a solid. I'm not really good with colors, I'm not going to lie. So I'm just going to choose a white background for this text. Notice once you put it in there, that then is what that's going to look like. And you can always drag these if you need them to stay up longer or shorter. You just drag them so they match the same length. So this is where these tracks come in. You're going to, if you ever need to add another track, you can always hit that plus sign and it'll say the name of the track. I usually don't name them. I usually just keep them as is. There are times where I've had like 10, 11, 12 tracks on top of each other because I've got so many things coming in and coming out at the same time that's what those tracks are for. I could, and you don't have to do this, but I just kind of want to show you this. Let's say I wanted it to start off, and again, I'm going to hit play. That's what that looks like right now. You can also, by the way, full screen it. If you want to see what it looks like in full screen, you just got to hit this guy right here. That will full screen it for you so you can see what it'll look like when it's full screen. And also the quality of the video isn't very good while you're just previewing it. That's what this says up here. It's a very low quality. When you actually finalize and render your video, it will look much better. Okay, I hit escape to get out of the full screen. But I did want to show you real quick with the layering. And you don't have to do this, but let's say I wanted some more text to enter the screen like a little bit later on. I could click and drag it. Let's say I wanted to enter like at that point in the clip. So I'm just going to do this real quick. Let's say I said Little Miami Junior High Panthers. And obviously I don't want that to be white with a white background because it won't show up. There it is. I could have that. I don't know. Let's drag it over there. Make it bigger. Okay. You're not doing this. I just want to show you guys like the layering and how that works. So then if I hit play with my playhead, I'm going to bring it back to the beginning. You'll notice this comes up first and then this comes up shortly after. You can see when the playhead hits it, that's when it pops up. So there goes the Panthers part, or there goes my part, and then in comes the Panthers part. And then you saw that my white, I would drag that out to make sure that it ended at the same time as that. Okay, that's it for that one.